What's going on, guys? Gonna do a little tour of the office and show you guys a lot of the old magazines I've got. And I've been posting photos and sharing photos from inside these magazines. The recent magazines I got on you guys right here. Three piles. You can see this pile, that pile. And inside of this box these are all the stuff my kids got me. I save everything they get me. They make me. It means a lot to me. Oh, let's see where we could put this stuff. Look at the office. A little bit messy. Ah, look at this. That's my buddy. My buddy right there. It's my best buddy. Love this guy. Love this guy. Okay, guys. Thanks for stopping by. So, I'll give you guys a little tour. So, I just posted up a video. My bad, not a video. The article from 1971 Iron Man. Let's see if we can find it. It had Casey Viator on the cover. And it was the article on squats and milk. Tim Belknap, 1985. These are guys that I've followed when I was a younger kid because I was buying bodybuilding books before I was purchasing bodybuilding books before I was even lifting, you know? So, a couple comments there. Love the videos. I'm glad you speak out and discussed about the acceptance of mediocrity. Yeah, man, I just want everybody to, I'm not the most talented guy. And I just feel that hard work can gift you so many things. And I just feel like, man, you're not being and living to your true potential. And it bothers me to see young people walking around skinny and weak, or adults not taking care of their health and, having the, being strong. It just bothers me. So anyway, back to the motivation and inspiration. Check out Jeff King. His photos were all over Diamond Gym walls. But this is the article that I put up inside of undergroundstrengthcoach.com. That's the Underground Strength Academy. Casey Viator. Check it out. Do it on your own without drugs. Look at these guys. Pretty jacked up. Basics, squats, flies, curls. When you were a young kid, you would read these things. And the older magazines, Iron Mind, Health and Strength, had powerlifting in there, which is really cool. You don't really see powerlifting inside of the bodybuilding magazines anymore. So squats and milk, the super method of gaining muscle and bulk. And the workout, first of all, the nutrition calls for just having 3/4 of a gallon of milk a day. Now remember, 1971, I'm sure milk was a lot more pure than it is today. So think about it. You go to the supermarket, you buy, organic milk, and it expires 30 days from now. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell is in this organic milk that's keeping it, alive for 30 days? But, look at the physique. We don't see natural dudes built like this anymore. Here's the program. Get a little warm up in with back extensions. You're going to do a hard set of breathing squats for 20. And then look, you got pullovers, you got overhead presses, curls, and bent over rowing. Interesting, they didn't have the bench press in there, but a program like that, inside undergroundstrengthcoach.com, I have video of Dr. Ken Leisner training, and he went through a full body workout. And it started with a set of squats. I believe it was 405 for 22 reps. You can't believe it. I mean, Dr. Ken looks like he weighs 175, and he's just banging out those reps. So I'm going to start, reposting some of these goals. Powerlifters need these exercises. Look at this. Handstands. See that? The bicycle looks like he's wearing gravity boots, they're called, weighted boots. You can see John Grimmick, who was actually, I believe, born in Perth Amboy. Look at the old style strength. The barrel lift. I think this was called the Hepburn sugar barrel rock. I think it was called the Hepburn lift. Here's the bent press. Look at this guy walking around with a suitcase and 505 pounds of ice, a city block. Holy crap. Look at these physiques, guys. 1971. Dudes are looking strong. Got the old school upright squat stands. Here's more of the photos from that Squats and Milk article. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. This was a really inspiring. I'm going to show you these photos of Casey Viator. When I was in high school, freshman year, for my birthday, my parents bought me the two high-intensity books. One was called High Intensity Bodybuilding. The other was called Super High Intensity Bodybuilding. Gripe Odd Trainer says, good comment on the organic milk. I mean, think about that. I do want to take my kid for a day with me to my buddy Dane's garage gym. Lives on a farm, and get some raw milk. And I actually did that a couple of years ago. Went up to Pennsylvania, right outside of Lehigh, where I used to coach, and picked up raw milk and raw cheese. Joe, you know, everybody that sees old school Asics, I mean, they fit great. The kids try, I got to get this fixed. I'm going to take this. There's actually a, I don't know what they call him, a shoesmith in town. I'm going to get him to glue the heel. But I had those Asics probably since my early 20s. They're in great shape. And I think I saw them on eBay for like $400. You know, money like that can't buy my stuff. You can't buy my old York barbells and dumbbells. It just, there's too much history behind them. Gripe says, Ross Enamite, I think he said he drinks a lot of raw milk. I think Ross lives in Connecticut. So if he finds his way to a farm, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, Ross is a tank. I love that guy. Following him since day one. So I saw these photos of Casey Viator long time ago in the super high intensity books. Seeing him here, I remember curling 225. Look at that, guys. Leg extensions. And here you can see it says he's squatting 535 pounds. How freaking cool is that? Standing press behind the neck at 225. And he was extremely young. You see this guy here, Robert Nalon of Sydney, Australia. I'm going to tell you guys a story about. I have a photo of him sitting next to Arnold on one of my blog articles. And I think it was his daughter that sent me an email to just, you know, ask me what I knew about him, any more photos I may have had about him. I've had some unique people reach out to me. McGee says, Z, I love this stuff. Do you think these guys started at a low body fat? Or do you think they went from 25 to 15 to 20%? You know, those guys, you know, I think back then, you know, they did a lot of like what we would call an anabolic diet. These magazines would tell people to eat, you know, eggs, milk, and cottage cheese for breakfast. And then the rest of your day was going to be meats, fish, vegetables, you know, peanuts, you know, sunflower seeds, honey, more milk. So you were eating like a farm boy. And I think they trained their faces off and they were active, meaning I guarantee you that, sorry guys, this light makes me crazy. I guarantee you that a lot of them were playing pickup basketball or just being more active outside. They weren't inside watching, you know, TV, sitting behind a computer, because back in the early 70s, that was something that was like, you know, if you had a TV, you were probably considered the rich family. And when I did an interview with Dr. Andy Galpin, he goes, look, the bottom line is, you know, the reason why we see people looking so weak and out of shape is it's not enough to just go to the gym. People don't mow their lawn anymore. People don't do manual labor anymore. And he's right. It's not enough to just lift those weights. Another unique person that reached out to me, I wish I could remember his name, but when I lived in Edison, I'd have to really look up some of these older names on my blog. But he was certainly a lifter, I believe, in the 50s and 60s. Well, it may have been like his niece or something like that reached out to me, and she told me that she was called up to help kind of sell his equipment that he built. And for anybody who's from New Jersey, he lived near Roosevelt Park. He was in like the Edison or Metuchen area. And, his name is escaping me. But he was one of these kind of like guys that were innovating strength equipment. And he innovated the equipment, built it in the basement, and they basically could not get it out of the basement. I don't know if it's still there in somebody's house or what the story is. But what's been really cool is my love for all of this old school strength. People have found me, and equipment has found me because people believed I would take care of it and respect where it all came from. Let's take a look at some other stuff in this magazine. I didn't read this article yet, but it says, "What did steroids do to me?" Ray Rutledge. I mean, this is 1971, between the age of 10 and 12. Oh, tuberculosis. So he had tuberculosis. That was kind of a big deal back in the day. John Grimmick talking about posing, bodybuilding posing. Otto Arco, known for being super lean and ripped. I believe he was in his 50s here. I don't know what the age is here. The thing, he was like 50-something. Look at this, the Country Gentleman's Gym. Look how strong this is. Old dude right here, pressing 150 pounds, elbow out, straight wrist. Look at this gym, guys. Dumbbells. You got some parallettes there. You got rings, climbing rope. You got fixed barbells. You have this kind of arched bench for stretching and probably benching. Looks like they're in a farm here. Not sure what's going on here, but you have a barbell looped inside the rings. This guy looks like he's got a kettlebell with two handles on each side. So I'm not sure what that was called. Maybe a swing bell. Instamaba. I didn't read that article yet, buddies, but I will dig into it. So, one in New York City, promoted weightlifting contests. Didn't appeal. He moved out to Lake Henry, a short distance from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Bought a 27-acre farm with a huge barn, which he immediately, let's see this, page 59. Let's find it, guys. This sounds like my future. Buying a barn and putting a gym on it. 27 acres. Okay? He immediately converted it into a gym. He gives exhibitions in the Scranton area, which is a hotbed of powerlifting. I'm going to ask my buddy Marty Gallagher. Harry does a 2-finger deadlift of 350 and 25 push-ups on the parallels with a 125-pound dumbbell hanging from his teeth. His favorite, he hopes they take up exercises. Many lectures he gives to clubs, proper living habits. He's a chiropractor and also holds a degree in mechanical engineering. We, along with many other Ironmen, wish him the best. How cool is that they call it the Ironmen? Really cool old school training pictures, no doubt. What is your opinion on steroids or PEDs? I say don't do them. And if you've listened to me before, I speak about when I was competing in bodybuilding. What did the guys tell me? You can't compete in the Team New Jersey. You're natural. You'll never win. I loved it when they said that because I was crazy. And I trained so hard that I would destroy my training partners. That was always my goal, to beat them and to make them quit and to eat cleaner and to live better. 11 o'clock, lights out. 7 a.m., wake up. Even if I didn't have to wake up that early. I was in college. I had like 1 or 2 nights a week a night class. I'd wake up at 7 a.m., have a meal replacement. This is the early days of Metarex. The Metarex was one flavor, cement. It was like cement. And I did everything right. I wrote down every meal I ate, every workout I did. Natural, baby. Look at this. John Grimmick was jacked. Freaking dude was a house. You ever heard the story of me using the crusher? I was doing it, and it slipped, and it nailed me in the chin and almost knocked me unconscious. Giant crusher set. Heavy-duty head strap. Jim Wendler would have bought one of those. Crusher grips. Pretty cool to see them selling all of these things. I have actually an old school crusher. It's called the Bull Maker. It's right over there. And I believe that thing's from the 70s. It's right there. Let's get back to this magazine. So this magazine, I put that article inside the undergroundstrengthcoach.com website. And, I recommend you guys get on eBay and buy some of these older magazines. I have a lot of these books here, like Big Arms, Big Chest. I have a lot of them. Look at this, designed for American athletes. Hercules, 555, the York Power Set, 555 pounds. So cool, man. Avoiding muscle boundness. I'll show you guys some of those older books I've got in here. I have those old classic reprints. Hard Gainer, Development of Muscular Bulk and Power, Corner the Mighty. The Way to Live was a very inspiring book for me, life-changing book. Nerves of Steel, How to Achieve Nerves of Steel, Muscles Like Iron. This is the whole series of books by the Jowett collection. Strongman Stunts, Molding Mighty Legs, Molding a Mighty Arm. Curls. The Atlas of Anatomy, Molding a Mighty Grip, very popular book. Let's see some of this, sorry guys. Finger Strength, Arm Wrestling, Molding a Mighty Back, Health and Development of the Abdomen, Science of Exercise Specialization. I got a lot of stuff, guys. Look at this one. See, I take care of this stuff. My hope is that my son grows. That is not even in English, okay? It's in like, I forget the language. The Sandow Lewis Library, Wrestling. I believe this book from 1900 even. Billy Sandow and Ed Strangler Lewis. What year was this? Gotta be careful with these pages. Copyright 1926. My man Justin Moore at Michigan. Justin, yeah, you should take a car ride and watch the Big Tens this weekend, buddy. Break for half Nelson. That's called a switch. Get in there, hit that half. Throwing legs in. Boom. Legs with the cross face. Half with an arm bar. Excellent. 1926, baby. What's old is new. Sorry, guys. Holding this with one hand and... Hold on a second here, guys. Oop. Don't think you guys could see me.